City, man. Otis gets there late. Finally shows up, goes up, about to walk up to Mandy's table, and he sees Dolph Ziggler there already sitting there. And Bill makes a good point. He should have been on time. You can't leave a 10 alone before someone else noticed him. That's a good point. Good point. Now, Dave, I know you haven't really been a big fan of this storyline at all. You feel like this storyline has been very, very dumb. What were your thoughts of this, where it seems like it's going to continue on throughout Valentine's Day, and we're probably going to see Otis absolutely destroy Dolph Ziggler, if not Tucker, next week on SmackDown?
Why Tucker?
Because he tweeted about it, saying that, you know, he's going to get revenge.
I thought you meant Otis on Tucker. I was like, why? What the fuck?
No. Tucker tweeted out about Dolph Ziggler that he's gonna get his hands on Ziggler. Ziggler is either a stalker or Sonya told him where the date was. Likely the latter. Yeah,
or he just watched the show.
Yeah. So, what did you think, Dave, of Otis getting pretty much shut down by Ziggler showing up before him and breaking little Otis's heart?
You know, I gained a little bit more respect for Otis lately because I listened to the podcast of Corey Graves, which is really good. A really good
Are
insight
you actually
into...
giving props to Corey Graves' podcast, Dave? What is going
on? He actually did an interview with Otis that was really an actual podcast interview, not just a puff piece WWE interview.
Okay, fair enough.
He talked about his mom going to get into pro wrestling, talking about Gerald Briscoe and a bunch of stuff for how he got started. So really cool stuff with Otis. I kind of dig him. He says he takes a lot of his comedic chops from like John Candy and Chris Farley. He tries to pay tribute to them a little bit.
I love it when he says Ducky. The way he says Ducky always makes me laugh, man. This could really make Otis, man. This could really make Otis into a star with the wrestling fans. Everyone on Twitter was heartbroken for Otis last night. It was a thing. Like,
Mandy is the number one heel right now.
Not necessarily Mandy.
Oh, people were killing her Twitter account.
Were they?
Oh my God, yes.
They were really giving it to her.
They were so pissed off from the stuff I've seen.
That's good.
I like Dolph's tweet. I love Dolph's tweet up there. He said, "Cheers."
Take here. Truth and Loyalty says, now take this as an opportunity to make Otis into a monster who doesn't care anymore because he's fueled by heartbreak and rage.
Keep it. No. Keep Otis like this. This is why everyone likes Otis. Look, I don't want to compare this to that, but another certain wrestler who just had great comedic and was very entertaining. Why not keep Otis like this? Because I think it's very entertaining and very funny. And I enjoy laughing. Not everything has to be, look, I know last few weeks I've been really killing the storyline. And I really don't care for this particular one. But Otis overall is an entertaining character. And that's what he is. He's a character. And so I enjoy watching it. And ever since I've been watching Otis clips, and I can see Chris Farley in Otis. And I was a big Chris Farley fan.
Thank you, Steven2411, for the 100 bits, man. Y'all are being very generous tonight. Thank you. Is this my Valentine's Day gift from you guys? Thank you guys so very much. Mr. AEW says, I was thinking maybe it was Tucker who told Ziggler. You know how Vince loves breaking up tag teams, and I think this whole Otis and Mandy thing is making Tucker jealous. I hope that's not what happened. Dang, Bergie even dropping bits. Thank you, Bergie. Appreciate that. I hope they don't go that route. I really don't. Dude, we've seen all these guys during their primes and at their best. People still fantasy booking for these fossils is too much. If they are coming back, then have them at the bottom of these cards. New Japan has legends opening up their big shows and not overshadowing the top guys. WWE is so backwards, says Ian. Thank you, Bergie, for that.
Edge and or is going to be the main event? I don't.
This is X-Pac taking Tori from Kane, says Truth and Loyalty. Thank you, Bergie. Love you guys.
That was
too.
a
Appreciate
storyline.
that.
They weren't really dating. It was a storyline.
Otis is a great character. He's the next Chris Farley, says Noob. I wouldn't go that far, but
dude, Chris Farley. Dude, I'm serious. Watch some of his bits and tell me you don't see Chris Farley and Otis.
Thank you, Bergie and Brandon Apter and his fiance dropping the bits in the chat room. Thank you guys so very much. Much appreciated. So yeah, that was Otis and his heartbreak from last night. We'll see what happens next week on SmackDown. I have said this many times. This is a very entertaining storyline, and I really hope that they continue it. Now, going to Ian Dunn's comment, I understand what he's saying about older talents coming in and taking from the top tier talents. I understand what he means by that. But in Edge's case, you got to give him a little bit of credit because he could have easily swindled his way into the title picture and to get into the main event spot at WrestleMania easily, I think. But he's taken a back seat, and we don't know where Edge is going to go from here after the Randy Orton feud. Doesn't mean he'll be taking top-tier spots from other people, but I do understand what Ian Dunn was coming from. Oh, excuse me. It's Bergie and her fiance. I apologize. But thank you guys for those bits. Very, very much.
Do you think if social media was around when this happened, would they be saying the same thing about Shawn Michaels?
No, because Shawn Michaels is the greatest.
When he came back as a fossil and tried to just put everyone over and that's it? He never won a match?
Shawn Michaels, you can never tell his age, Dave, when he wrestled a match. That's all I have to say about that.